Hello everyone, this video is going to be a roadmap for my channel over 2018. A bit late admittedly, but that seems to be a recurring theme, with my 10k special still not being scripted despite us now being at 20k. Well, better late than never. And now really is a great time for the roadmap, because some major changes to uploads are going to be taking place effective immediately. We know what happened from January to now, so let's start with March to late June. Over these months, I can no longer put the majority of my focus on this channel. This means that any given video would take 2 to 3 times as long to produce as it would before, which is why I've decided to reduce video length on upcoming videos, but not at the sacrifice of their quality. I won't be making a 5-minute Fear 3 video. I simply won't be making a Fear 3 video until it's the best it can be. So yeah, expect shorter videos over this period. Upload frequency is also likely to take a hit over the May to June period. As for what to expect, Fear 2 Reborn is very likely to be coming soon. It's a 90-minute DLC, so that'll make for a relatively snappy video, with as many references to Paxton being Baxton as physically possible. I'm also working on more of a classic video essay revolving around an Iron Man game, but not any of the existing ones. How to make an Iron Man game will take into account the good and the bad of the previous titles, other superhero games, and of course Iron Man himself, while we try to figure out how to design an Iron Man game that doesn't suck, which, as the gaming industry has proved, is quite a tall order. If the Iron Man video doesn't come out soon, it will be out eventually since it is fully scripted. I have plenty of other ideas, but I need to be able to get them out quite quickly. Time will tell. Moving on to much more positive news, in July I will be back with a bang, by which I mean longer videos will be returning in full force. I have quite the year planned. Now till July is a long time, so I'm not 100% sure that anything I say will or might be coming out will actually come out. This is just my best bets, and you can check out the ever-expanding potential videos list on my Patreon About page. I'll probably turn it into a Google Doc if it gets too big. Okay, so Sony said their big exclusives are all coming out in the first half of this year, which means Spider-Man PS4 is coming out before July. I can't be sure if this information will hold true since we all know what happened to Days Gone, but if it does, I'll more than likely be making a video on it as soon as I can. I couldn't be more hyped for that game. Same deal with Darksiders 3, which is coming out later in the year, although I'd like to have a full series on the Darksiders games before covering the third. I'm heavily considering doing full series on the Deus Ex games and the Batman Arkham games. When I say series, I mean something much more than my current retrospective format. Heavier editing, a much more cinematic approach, but hopefully no sacrifices in my delivery. I'm also going to be tackling the Prototype series when the opportunity presents itself. Those are just highly likely candidates. There's so many other potential videos that the best thing to do now would be to list them off. Fear 3, a certainty, and believe me, not something I'm excited for. The Stalker series, Stalker with mods. The Spider-Man series, which is in pre-production. I want to cover 2, if possible, Ultimate Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions and Web of Shadows. GMDX, which is an overhaul mod for Deus Ex. Monster Hunter World. Shadow of the Colossus. Prey, Mafia 2, Kerbal Space Program, Okami, Battlefield 1, again, Horizon Zero Dawn, Sleeping Dogs, the Borderlands series, the interesting Assassin's Creeds, Dying Light, which is partially scripted, Shadow of War, which is also partially scripted, Ghost Recon Wildlands, which is also partially scripted, and the Legend of Zelda series, which has multiple scripts, although they all need overhauls. Subnautica, The Division, Terraria, Dragon Age Inquisition, Splinter Cell, Rocket League, Watch Dogs 2, Bloodborne, HP Lovecraft, Dark Souls, obviously, some random racing series retrospectives, requests, and games that haven't come out yet. So yeah, getting through that list is going to take a while, but I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. So now that everyone knows what's going on, I'll get onto the Patreon. Yeah, I have a Patreon now. As a result, I'll be doing Q&As monthly. If you have any, you can ask your questions in the comments of this video. I'll try to pick the questions that I can give the best answers to. The Q&A reward tiers simply guarantee a question. Now, as for format, if I don't get many questions, I'll do a written response, made public on the Patreon page. If I do get a considerable amount, I'll do a video version and upload it to a second channel. By video, I mean I'll just have some cool gameplay in the background so anyone interested doesn't lose their minds when I have to answer, do you prefer elves or catgirls? Other rewards include a Discord role, which I'm sure people are brimming with excitement for, because my Discord is of course a haven for intellectual conversation and hilarious, friendly banter. If you don't get the role auto-assigned, just DM me, I'll give it to you. There's also a credit slide which all patrons are included in, unless of course you want to opt out, and extra content which refers to production stuff like thumbnails, scripts, and notes. I am going to do early access despite telling myself I wouldn't. The reason for that is thanks to demonetization, I have to upload unlisted for about a day before I can actually make videos public. So it would be pointless to not do early access. That concludes Patreon talk. The last thing I'd like to address is specials. I do specials on subscriber milestones, or at least I try to. I also try to make specials actually special. I think that went down excellently the first time with my Isaac Arthur fan tribute, let's just say. If you thought that was special, well, I have 2 more ideas much more crazier than that. My first one is about Lovecraft and Bloodborne, which to be fair isn't particularly crazy. I've been meaning to do it for about a year now, and if it wasn't for Fear 2, it would be done. Still, it's in the works. The other is about mushrooms. That's gonna be fun. And on that note, I'm out of things to address. To summarize, I'm gonna be making shorter videos for the next few months. Then I'll be back in action as soon as I can. I have a Patreon now, and I've got some specials planned too. That's about it. Thank you for listening, and I hope your 2018 roadmap is what you want it to be.